Hey guys, so today we're talking about diet, and hopefully the article and this video might give you a better idea about which diet would be best for you and which one will help with your specific goals or dietary restrictions. So the first one we want to talk about is the paleo diet. So that one is basically following what our modern ancestors would be eating. So that's a lot of meat, that's a lot of fruit, vegetables, avoiding whole grains and legumes. And the main aim for this diet is to reduce the amount of sugar in our diet, and the only sugar that you're getting is from sort of vegetables or fruits. With this one though, there is a potential increase in risk in cardiovascular disease, and that's because whole grains generally lower that risk of cardiovascular disease. So if you're reducing or not eating any whole grains, then potentially you can increase that risk. But on the flip side, there's a lot of positive research to suggest that reducing sugars from processed foods or other carbs, those kind of things, can potentially can outweigh those risks of not having whole grains in the diet. Okay, so the second diet we want to look at is the vegan diet. So obviously this one takes away meat and animal products as well. So no milk or eggs or anything of the sort that comes from animals. And someone might take up this diet to reduce cholesterol, to reduce saturated fat in the body, and that can help to reduce coronary heart disease, reduce obesity, and you're increasing the amount of fruit and vegetable you have, so you're going to get a lot of vitamins from there. The only problem with, or potential problem with, the vegan diet is that you might start to be low in certain vitamins and minerals or nutrients that you get from meat or animal products. So there's a lot of protein in eggs and animals as well. So it can be difficult getting it from there as well. There can be fluctuations in hormones if you're eating a lot of soy in your vegan diet, and potentially B12 as well, which is an important vitamin, which mainly comes from animal products. Okay, so the next diet I want to talk about is the ketogenic diet, or the keto diet. And this diet focuses on low carbs, high fats and high proteins. That's high good fats, so something you might find in avocado or something like that. And again, the idea is similar to the paleo diet, is you just want to reduce the amount of sugar that you're intaking into your diet. So it reduces stuff like pasta, bread, those kind of things, and then you start to increase maybe your meat intake or vegetables that don't have a lot of carbs in them. This one you have to be quite diligent with what you're eating, because a lot of fruit and some vegetables do have deceptively high amount of carbohydrates in them. So with this one you have to be careful about. But the effects of the keto diet, which was originally sort of made as a weight loss program, are really quite effective. So I would definitely recommend the keto diet if you're looking to lose weight. You just have to be careful about what you're eating, because there can be quite high carbs in different foods. Potential problems is when you're shifting over to the keto diet, you might get what is called keto flu. So it's flu-like symptoms, nausea, sort of stomach issues as well, something like that. Just when you're transitioning from your carbohydrate diet or your normal diet, which might have high carbohydrates in them, and then moving over to the keto diet. Just that reduction of carbs, sometimes the body gets a little bit confused, and it's that starvation of carbohydrates, and you can get those flu-like symptoms. But if you push through, you can eventually start to feel a lot better from having zero or less carbs in the body. Another potential problem is the lack of B vitamins and minerals that you might not get that you usually get in bread or pasta. You might not get that in your keto diet, so have a look at that as well. Make sure you're getting the right supplement or getting the right nutrients from your alternative foods that you're eating. Okay, so the next diet we're looking at is the blood type diet. So the idea behind the blood type diet is that we have these proteins in our bodies called lectins, or in food called lectins, and they bind sugar molecules. And apparently the problem behind these certain proteins, is that when we digest the wrong types of these lectins, these proteins, that can start to sort of clog all these red blood cells together, which can cause problems, according to the blood type diet theory. What it says is that when you're blood type A, you should follow a meat-free diet. When you're blood type O, it's more of a meaty diet, avoiding certain vegetables and fruits. and then blood type B is avoiding stuff like wheat and lentils and stuff like that, and AB is also a little bit meat-free, or mostly meat-free as well. The problem with the blood type diet is that there's not actually, or if any, a great deal of good scientific research behind this, because most of the research that they did, for example, they would test the A blood type diet with people who have a blood type A, but they'd also do it with people who don't have that blood type, and the results were pretty much exactly the same, beneficial because you're eating a lot more fruits and vegetables and less sort of fatty meat, basically. So that kind of comes down to sort of common sense as well. So this one became popular, someone wrote a book about it, and it sold really well, and then a lot of people started to follow it, but the research is just not there. Maybe in the future research might start to pick up with it, but at the moment there's nothing to suggest that it's the best diet to go for. So I hope that was helpful, guys. There is one common theme linking all of these diets together, and that is to reduce sugar and to reduce processed foods in the diet. So that's one thing that you should start with, and then also think about what your goal is for choosing a specific diet. Are you looking to lose weight? Are you looking to gain weight? Are you looking to try alternatives for dietary restrictions that you might have? Are you looking for to improve digestive issues? Have a look at those things first, choose what your goal is, and then choose the diet subsequently from that. But yeah, I hope that was helpful. Take a look at the article on the website.